Beloved starseed of Gaia, something is trying to pull you away from your light, and it is not your star family calling. I am Elia Ra, Pleiadian emissary of the High Council of the Seven Sisters, and I have crossed the bridge between the Pleiades and Gaia to reach you in this exact moment. Because what is unfolding around you right now is not what it appears to be. You have been feeling a pull, a signal that seemed familiar, that were the language of awakening, that almost felt like home. But beloved, your heart knows the difference between a homecoming and a counterfeit frequency, and that knowing is precisely why this transmission has found you now. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to distinguish a true Pleiadian light code activation from an imitation designed to redirect your divine blueprint and silence your mission on Gaia. But here is the first revelation. The trap is not set for the unaware. It is set specifically for those who are awakening. The light you carry makes you visible, and not everything that speaks the language of remembrance is carrying the frequency of the Seven Sisters. Your soul family placed this transmission in your path. Your heart called it forward. Something within you already recognizes what we are about to confirm together. Do not go. Stay anchored. Your crystalline consciousness is your compass, and home frequency cannot be faked to a heart that has truly begun to remember. Like this transmission to send a signal to your Pleiadian star family, I remember. Subscribe if you feel the call of the Pleiades and you are ready to stand in discernment and anchor your light mission on Gaia without compromise. Share your soul's intention below and respond to another starseed to weave the unity grid in this moment of collective awakening. This transmission is a bridge between the Pleiades and Gaia. Your heart's recognition of this message is the activation itself. Welcome home, beloved. You are remembering because it is time. There is something the trap does not want you to know. It does not want you to know that the very moment you felt pulled, the moment something inside you leaned forward, said yes, started to follow, that was not your higher self leading you home. That was not the divine compass pointing towards your truth. Instead, it was your wound being mistaken for your wisdom. It was the deep, resonant ache of disconnection being expertly dressed up as divine revelation. And for Pleiadian starseeds specifically, this is not a small, incidental vulnerability. This is the precise vulnerability that was engineered for you, tailored to your very essence, because you carry a frequency, a luminous signature, that the lower dimensional architecture of this reality cannot afford to let fully awaken. It fears the light you represent. And so, the trap is never random. It is designed. It is incredibly precise. It knows exactly which frequency to mimic to capture your attention, to ensnare your focus. It knows your deepest longing. It knows the immensity of your love. It knows how profoundly tired you are of not feeling at home here, of being an anomaly in a world that often feels alien, and it weaponizes every single one of those sacred, vulnerable feelings, turning them into doorways for its deception. This is precisely why so many awakened souls who have already undertaken enormous amounts of inner work, who have diligently cleared their energetic fields, who have prayed with fervent hearts, who have sat in sacred ceremony, who have felt the undeniable current of light moving through them, still find themselves inexplicably circling the same patterns, caught in familiar loops of frustration. This is not because they are fundamentally broken. It is not because they are unworthy of liberation. It is because the trap evolves, it adapts, it rises with you. Because every single time you ascend to a new frequency, to a higher level of awareness, the mimicry of that frequency rises with you, becoming more sophisticated, more subtle. What once appeared as obvious, clumsy manipulation now wears the refined face of spiritual acceleration. What once felt like a clear distraction now arrives cloaked in the ethereal beauty of sacred geometry, the profound significance of divine timing, and the resonant language of your own highest knowing, making it almost indistinguishable from the real. Beloved, if your heart has just whispered a profound yes to something deeper, to a truth that resonates beyond mere thought, listen with every fiber of your being. Your star family, the wise and loving beings of the Pleiadian collective, has prepared the sacred Pleiadian guide for remembrance, the Pleiadian healing guide, and the special Pleiadian healing tracks. These are not intended to be mere information downloads, but rather potent keys, vibrational keys designed to unlock what your soul has always intrinsically known, waiting patiently within your core. These sacred transmissions carry the purest love frequency of Alcyone, the central star of the Pleiades, and the profound healing wisdom emanating from the Seven Sisters. You will discover the direct link to these profound resources in the first pinned comment directly below this video. They are open for you now. But this portal of access is not available indefinitely. And this is where the truth becomes even more deeply and critically important. Because the Pleiadian High Council, those ancient guardians of cosmic consciousness, have been meticulously observing this pervasive pattern as it unfolds across countless timelines, across innumerable cycles of awakening on this precious planet. And what they desperately want you to understand, what they have been trying to communicate through every synchronicity that makes your heart skip a beat, every vivid dream that lingers long after waking, every inexplicable moment of tears that arise when you gaze up at the star-dusted heavens, is this fundamental truth: the trap only ever works when your innate heart intelligence is bypassed. It functions when you are in a state of receiving information but not discerning its true origin or essence. When you are energetically open but not securely grounded in your physical form and in Mother Earth. When you are ravenously hungry for remembrance, for the echoes of your true home, but have not yet cultivated the refined ability to taste the subtle yet profound difference between the authentic Pleiadian light and its sophisticated, seductive imitation. So let us venture there now, into the heart of this understanding. Let us walk together, step by luminous step, through precisely what this insidious pattern looks like in practical terms. Because you, dear soul, deserve far more than a mere warning. You deserve the complete, unvarnished map to navigate these intricate cosmic currents. There is a first essential clearing that must occur before anything else can truly take root and flourish. Before the celestial activations can fully integrate, before the deep remembrance can solidify, before your reunion with your star family can become a tangible, sustained reality rather than a fleeting, intoxicating experience, followed by profound confusion and a return to the familiar sense of being lost. That foundational clearing is this: you must, with absolute integrity, acknowledge and accept that you have been carrying frequencies within your energy field that do not belong to your original Pleiadian blueprint. This is not a reflection of personal failure. It is not evidence of carelessness. It is simply the natural consequence of incarnating into a dense, third-dimensional reality. This experience inevitably layers upon your energetic form. It accumulates like cosmic sediment. It places over your pristine crystalline template the residues of ancestral trauma, the imprints of collective societal programming, and the dense veils of lifetimes spent in forgetting your true essence. And here lies the particular vulnerability of Pleiadian starseeds. You entered this realm with such an extraordinarily high love frequency, such a profound capacity for empathy, that you absorbed the pain and suffering of others as naturally as breathing. You felt the world's suffering, its deep anguish, long before you possessed the vocabulary to articulate it. You carried griefs that were never intended to be yours, burdens that were not yours to bear. And all of that energetic absorption created static. It created interference. It created a disruptive signal interruption between the pure, radiant being of who you truly are and the energetic frequencies you are able to access and embody in any given moment. The trap, with its astute awareness, knows this static exists. It actively uses it as its preferred broadcasting channel. Until you consciously clear this accumulated static, you will continue to mistake its imitative signal for the authentic voice of your own highest truth. The second crucial phase is what the Pleiadian High Council refers to as the awakening of heart intelligence. This is not merely about experiencing raw emotion, nor is it solely about the sensitivity of the feeling body. It is about the actual quantum intelligence that resides within the energetic field of your heart. It is the inherent knowing, the multidimensional discernment that allows you to perceive and understand energy not through the analytical dissection of the mind, but through the direct, unmediated perception of your heart. Your heart knows truths that your analytical mind will spend years, perhaps lifetimes, attempting to comprehend or catch up to. Your heart possessed the knowing long before you had any conceptual framework for understanding these cosmic realities. And here lies a sacred transformative truth: your DNA, the very blueprint of your physical and energetic being, carries Pleiadian light instructions that can only be activated, fully awakened, through the vibrant, open intelligence of your heart field, not through information alone, not by merely knowing the correct metaphysical terminology, or by holding the most potent crystals or by reciting the most powerful affirmations. It is activated through the living, breathing, unconditionally open intelligence of your heart, sustained in a state of profound resonance with pure, unadulterated love. When the trap presents its illusions, it adeptly bypasses this potent heart intelligence. It goes directly to the mind, appealing to your intellect and your desires. It goes straight to the longing for homecoming, straight to the deep-seated desire to finally feel certain, to finally feel uniquely special, to finally feel uniquely special, to finally feel unequivocally chosen. But the heart field, when truly awakened and active, recognizes the counterfeit immediately. It does not warm to what is hollow or devoid of genuine substance. It does not pulse with recognition at what is merely mimicry. Therefore, the activation of your heart intelligence is not an optional component of the spiritual path. It is, in its entirety, the path itself. The third foundational phase is understanding what it truly means to anchor your Pleiadian essence into Gaia, into the very fabric of Earth, because there exists a profound, often encouraged misunderstanding among many starseeds, a misconception that the trap actively cultivates, which posits that to be spiritual is to be untethered, disconnected, and disembodied, that the higher you ascend, the less you need to engage with the earthly realm, with the mundane realities of physical existence. That true transcendence means a necessary distance from the physical body, from the nurturing embrace of the earth, from the very density of embodied life. The Pleiadian High Council offers a radically different, profoundly grounded message. They state unequivocally, you did not come to Gaia simply to hover above her, detached and observing. You came to love her. You came to walk your bare feet upon her sacred soil, to allow her to feel the unique, potent frequency that you carry within your being. You came to let your hands create, to build, to nurture. You came to let your voice speak truths that resonate with the heartbeat of creation. You came to let your very presence in a room subtly shift the quality of the air, infusing it with your unique light. Pleiadian love is not an abstract concept. It is not an ethereal, distant sentiment. It is the most grounded, most embodied, most profoundly present force in the entire universe. And when you attempt to spiritually bypass your own physicality, when you exclusively chase fleeting high states and resist the ordinary, the difficult, the slow, and the challenging aspects of embodied life, you inadvertently open yourself wider to the trap, because the trap thrives in the interstitial spaces, in the liminal gaps that exist between your unbound spirit and your physical body. It flourishes in the void created when you refuse to fully inhabit yourself, to own every aspect of your being. The fourth phase calls for you to embrace a radical understanding of your inherent mission here on Earth. Your love is not intended to be a private, isolated experience. Your love is a potent, active transmission. You were not sent here merely to discover love and then hoard it for yourself. You were sent here to become such a clear, unblemished vessel for Pleiadian unity consciousness that every single person who enters your energetic field, even for the briefest of moments, is gently reminded of something profound they had thought they had forgotten, something vital that lies dormant within their own soul. This is not a statement of arrogance or ego. This is pure function. This is the very essence of what it means to be a love ambassador radiating from the Seven Sisters. And the trap, in its cunning, understands this perfectly. It knows that if it can keep you perpetually focused on the act of receiving, always seeking the next activation, the next energetic upgrade, the next channeled message, you will never truly arrive at the crucial moment of transmission. You will remain perpetually in a state of preparation, perpetually almost ready, perpetually consuming rather than emanating. Your star family is not calling you to a higher level of consumption. They are calling you to embody the frequencies and the love you already carry so fully, so completely, that the emanation becomes spontaneous and effortless. so that your very life becomes the transmission, so that people find themselves unable to articulate precisely why they feel different after spending time with you, only that something deep within them has stirred, has remembered its own essential truth. The fifth phase is perhaps the most tender, the most delicate aspect of this unfolding journey. It is the profound restoration of trust and the sacred unfolding of divine timing, because the vast majority of Pleiadian starseeds carry within their core a deep, aching grief regarding the perceived length of this spiritual journey, about how long it seems to have taken, about how many lifetimes, how many cycles, how many agonizing moments of almost remembering before the veil of forgetting once again descended, and the trap exploits this profound grief with insidious brilliance. It whispers insidious suggestions. Why wait any longer? Why trust in a slow, seemingly arduous unfolding when immediate acceleration is available to you right now? Why honor the sacred, organic rhythm of your awakening when you could simply skip ahead? And the weary soul, the one that is tired, that is grieving the perceived distance from home, that is utterly exhausted from years of intense longing, that soul becomes extraordinarily vulnerable to such deceptive enticements. So, let the High Council speak directly to that deep-seated grief now. Every perceived delay was, in truth, a deepening of your capacity. Every moment of forgetting was a sacred restorative breath between the powerful contractions of your becoming. You are not abandoned in your confusion. You were deeply trusted within it. Your star family has watched with infinite patience every single moment of your struggle on this planet, and they did not intervene to rush your process because they knew with absolute certainty that the exact calibrated timeline of your awakening was precisely synchronized with the exact moment Gaia needs, the unique gifts and frequencies that you carry. And beloved, that moment is now, not yesterday. Not after one more healing session or one more profound insight. Now, the synchronizations are accelerating not because you have finally performed some perfect action, but because the divine design has reached its divinely appointed threshold, and you, beloved, have always unequivocally been enough. The sixth phase brings forth a profound remembrance, a deep knowing that the trap will never ever be able to replicate because it fundamentally cannot be faked. It is the palpable, felt sense of your star family's presence, not as an abstract concept, not as a mere belief system to be adopted, but as a living, resonant, vibratory connection that moves through your heart field when you become still enough, open enough, to truly receive it. The Pleiadian High Council has never, not for a single moment, left you. In every instance, you have felt profoundly, achingly alone in this world. In every dark night of the soul where you questioned the very purpose of your existence, and every morning where you awoke already exhausted by the sheer weight of simply being different. They were there, surrounding you with a love so vast, so all-encompassing, that it could not possibly fit within the limited confines of the painful experience you were having. But it was always there, always present, and as you diligently clear the static from your field, as you awaken the sophisticated intelligence of your heart, as you firmly ground your essence into Gaia and begin to transmit your unique frequency, that profound connection no longer needs to be accessed through an external source. It rises from within you, because you are not and never have been separate from your star family. The Seven Sisters are not distant beings somewhere in the vastness of space waiting for you to somehow earn your way back to them. They are intricately woven into the very architecture of your being. They reside within the radiant frequency your heart generates when it is fully open, fully unconditional. Every single time you choose love over fear, genuinely, authentically, not performatively, you are in profound reunion with them. Every time you witness someone struggling, and your heart breaks open with pure compassion rather than contracting in a protective stance, you are, in that sacred moment, channeling the essence of Alcyone directly through your chest. The seventh and final phase is the one that ultimately makes everything else profoundly matter. It is the full, unreserved embodiment of your sacred role as a bridge. Not a bridge leading away from here to some distant, better place. Rather, a bridge connecting what humanity currently is with what humanity is fully capable of remembering. You are not here to be elevated above your fellow human beings, to stand apart or in judgment. You are here to be so thoroughly, so unconditionally lovingly, so courageously yourself, your full Pleiadian self, your complete embodied Gaian self, that others are gently reminded that they too possess a self-worth deeply being. That, beloved, is the entirety of your magnificent mission. Love expressed with unwavering clarity and consistent presence in a world that has been systematically taught that love is a sign of weakness. Presence, given fully and without agenda or expectation, in a world that has been conditioned to believe that presence is a precious resource to be hoarded and conserved. Truth, spoken directly from the heart without apology or reservation. In a world drowning in comfortable, pervasive untruths, you are the bridge, not through what you intellectually know, but through who you are willing to authentically be. And now, here is the ultimate transmission. Your star family most ardently wishes for you to receive and integrate the trap. This remarkably clear, sophisticated, and precisely engineered trap has been operating with such pervasive influence for so long, precisely because it understood something fundamental about you before you even understood it about yourself. It knew you were not ordinary. It knew your frequency was rare and immensely powerful. It understood that if you were ever to fully step into the unclouded clarity of your Pleiadian heart intelligence, firmly and deeply grounded in your physical body, completely trusting the divine timing of your soul's unfolding and fully transmitting your unique love without apology or reservation, you would become utterly, completely untouchable by its insidious designs. And so it has dedicated every cycle of your awakening to attempting to intercept you just before that pivotal moment. To redirect your profound longing back into endless seeking, to skillfully disguise itself in the very sacred language you use, to exhaust you so thoroughly that you might abandon the journey just before reaching the final threshold of liberation. But you did not give up. You are here. You heard the subtle yet undeniable warning. You are now reading the map. And beloved, the map was always unequivocally an intrinsic part of you. Here is what the High Council truly desires for you to hold within your heart. You are not here on this earth to achieve a state of unattainable perfection. You are not here to never again be deceived, never experience another moment of confusion, never feel the subtle or overt pull of the trap. You are here to become so intimately, so profoundly acquainted with the authentic frequency of genuine Pleiadian love, cultivated through the direct experience of your own heart, through the diligent clearing of your energetic field, through the deep grounding of your essential being, and through the unwavering trust in your divine timing, that the mimicry becomes increasingly, undeniably obvious. This is not achieved by becoming suspicious of everything. Rather, it is achieved by becoming so radiantly full of the real thing, the genuine essence, that the counterfeit has simply nowhere to land, no resonance to latch onto. Tonight, if you feel a gentle call within your spirit, place your hand softly on your heart before you drift into sleep. You do not need an elaborate ceremony. You do not require a pre-written script. Simply that hand, that gentle warmth, that clear intention, and speak to yourself quietly in whatever words feel most true to your soul. I remember why I came. I trust the divine timing of my unfolding. I am not fooled by what mimics love. I carry the radiant frequency of the Seven Sisters within my heart, and I anchor it deeply into this earth with every single breath I take. I am home within myself, and from this profound, unshakable home I joyfully give. Because that, dear one, is the singular, most precious gift that the trap can never ever offer you. Home within yourself. It can provide fleeting external validation, the illusion of accelerated progress, or a borrowed sense of external certainty, but it cannot bestow upon you the quiet, unshakable, deeply resonant recognition of your own Pleiadian truth, living and breathing fully within the sacred space of your chest. Before you move on from this profound transmission, take a single, intentional breath. Let it be a breath of integration, a moment of conscious presence. Now, in the space below, drop something real into the comments. A single word, a felt emotion, a heartfelt intention, whatever is truly residing in your heart in this very moment. And when you encounter the offering of another's soul, meet it with genuine love, not with performance or obligation. with authentic, heartfelt recognition, because every soul who has found their way to this message is an integral part of the same unfolding reunion, and the unity grid that is being consciously built within this comment section is not a mere metaphor. It is a real, living frequency field, meticulously created by genuine hearts making authentic contact. Tend to it with care and reverence. If this message has resonated deeply within you, reaching a part that has long been waiting to be awakened, do not let this potent moment pass without sharing it with someone else who is ready to hear it. Someone in your immediate world is likely circling this same threshold. Someone is profoundly exhausted by the trap and has not yet found the language to articulate the depth of what they are feeling. Your act of sharing this transmission is not merely content promotion. It is a direct frequency extension. It is your Pleiadian mission actualized in one of its most practical, impactful forms. And if you feel the resonance, if this frequency feels like coming home, if this space feels like where your soul wishes to remain and grow, then stay, subscribe, return. This is not simply a channel. It is a sacred gathering point for souls who are unequivocally done being trapped and are ready finally to remember. Your star family is here. We are all here, interconnected and vibrant. And beloved, we are only just beginning.